Hey, I'm Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for tuning in. If you're returning, also thank you for tuning in. This channel is all about growth and development, getting closer with God. When I say growth and development, I'm talking about being the best version of yourself, really investing in yourself, making those changes, calling yourself out, being accountable, really putting in overtime to be the best version of yourself and get to a place of a life that you love, that you know that you have intentionally created. So if that resonates with you, subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to interact. I always say I'm building a community of safety for everyone. And when I say safety, I mean like safety to be vulnerable, safety to be honest with yourself, safety to embrace whoever it is that you want to be with no guilt or shame around it. So again, if that resonates, like, comment, and subscribe, and we're gonna jump right in. I really wanted to talk about where I am on my journey. I feel like God really wanted me to be fully transparent here, and I know this will resonate with someone. So if it does resonate, leave a comment below. I say that to say, sometimes you get on your journey, right? And it's not like getting on your journey is like getting on a train, because we didn't realize when we were put here on this plane that the journey had began. When we got here, it started, point blank, period. We didn't really have a choice, right? But, there's somewhere on your journey where you pick up all these different tools, to help you do better and help you make better decisions, or like ease the journey for you in a sense. But nobody tells you that there comes a time on the journey where, you know, you have the tools and you can access them, but you might feel resistance to accessing them. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like I'm in a space right now where, like, I feel it's hard to even articulate a word for what this state is for Ashley. It's super complicated because it's not necessarily a negative space, but I'm feeling a pull on my energy in different ways, and it's calling me to show up a certain type of way, but it's like I feel lost on what I'm supposed to do. Granted, I do have the resources to process this moment, meaning I know that I need to journal. I know that I need to pray. I know that I need to meditate. I know I should be working out. I know I should be eating cleaner. I know I should be staying inside a little bit more. I know I should be avoiding large crowds and probably be in hermit mode. I know that if something's stressing me out on the job side, I should just quit and move to something else. I know these things, right? But it doesn't make it easier for me to do. And I think that there were times in my journey where I felt more threatened in my external world, meaning maybe money was like tighter than, like, maybe I was having a more negative self body image, which made me want to work out more. And maybe money was funny at one point, so it made me want to hustle more, right? Sometimes we get complacent because we don't necessarily see a tangible threat around us. But what I'm being reminded in the moment is this time is even more important than that time. That time was important. Like, think about where you started from. You're probably right now sitting in prayers that you have prayed, right? And praise the Most High for that. What I'm saying is, okay, there was a level of hunger that you had then based on what was missing, or based on things that you wanted to see happen or come into fruition. And now, when you have some of those things coming into fruition, you may feel a level of dissatisfaction and you don't know where it comes from, because it's kind of like, okay, I wanted this. Why does this feel like that? The reality is you have to show up even more so than you did then for now. And it's like I'm slowly processing this information, and it's heavy because, sometimes we kind of just want to take a break. You want to put life on pause. All this working, praying, meditating, going to God. And granted, you should never get tired of going to God, but the journey does get tiresome. going through your everyday life, all the distractions we're presented with, having to go to work, having to pay bills, having to maintain relationships, having to make healthful decisions on a daily, that can become exhausting. Sometimes you want to exist on autopilot, but it's never really good to exist on autopilot because that means you're going through the motions, and that's just a gateway to being depressed. But if this resonates with someone, I am here with you on that part of the journey where you know the tools that you need. Granted, it's probably even bigger things that you're looking at or imagining as problems or potential problems or worries that you have, but those tools will not fail you. And you know that because they've been there for you before and they've helped you in, you know, helped you resolve problems you've had in the past. But it's like there is a harder feeling in this moment. I don't know how to describe it. It's so weird because you would think it would be easier now. You would literally think it would be easier. And it's like, I don't know, for some reason it feels harder. For some reason I feel so challenged with like trying to get up and work out. Like I fell off on my workout routine so bad right now. Like I really don't be feeling like getting up and work out. Like I just don't. And I feel so guilty about that. Like it's so annoying. Like part of me is like, listen to your body. Another part of me is like, well, when is your body gonna be up for it? And then you have that conversation with yourself about discipline. Like, am I not being disciplined enough? Am I being lazy? And sometimes it could be that, but we also have to reflect on where we expend all of our energy and have a realistic plan to put ourselves in the best position to be able to show up for the things that require our energy the most and that we value. And that we value in the aspect of understanding, if I give my energy to this thing, right, it may take a lot of energy. It may take a lot of convincing myself to do this thing, right? But if the outcome of me investing my energy in this is going to have a better impact on my life, then that's the thing that I should be working on investing my energy into. So I know there's a lot of distractions that I give myself all the time, right? Going out with friends, going out to eat, shopping, this and that. Like I really have to compartmentalize in my life and really focus on what I want and really hold myself accountable. You know, I consider myself to be a fairly disciplined person, but I'm sure I could be a lot more disciplined. And I don't know, again, if that resonates with anyone, but I am here with you because I'm literally just trying to tell myself like, bro, we have to get it back on track. I need 2024 to look and feel different for me. Like, and granted, this year has looked and felt different, but I mean even more. Like, I'm trying to push myself to a place, and not in a negative, exhaust myself way, but I want to put myself in position. Like, that is the space that I am in this year. I want to put myself in position, and I'm not waiting on anybody else to come put their hand out to me. I'm not waiting on anyone else to make an excuse for me. I know that I am the answer. God is always the answer too. God is the first answer. But I know I have to show up to reap the benefits. So it's like, I'm here, you know, like I'm ready. I'm just trying to catch up here and make my vessel catch up there. I hope that makes sense. And I'm being so transparent because I'm feeling like the ebb and flow of daily life has really been getting to me. You know, working bedside nursing and the way that I work has been draining me. Like I have literally been drained, and I've been trying to reflect to myself about why I feel the way I feel. And it gets really lonely because honestly, most nurses know like we don't really have people that we could talk to about those kind of things. Like you only have other nurses that really get where you're coming from. Everybody else thinks you're just complaining. Everybody else thinks you're just complaining and you should just get over it. And it's like, I'm not just complaining, like this is hard. It requires every piece of you. Nursing requires every ounce of your being. And I don't think people really get that, especially at bedside. At bedside, you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and everybody needs something. And you know, as a new nurse, the way I came out, the hospital that I went into and the kind of nursing I went into, I had to really get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I always told people the method that I learned how to be a nurse was basically like somebody threw me in the deep end and said, doggy paddle. And you sink or you swim. And I swam. And it did make me a good nurse, but I mean, Guys, nurses are responsible for so much stuff. Like, you're responsible for this patient. You're responsible for the documentation that reflects the care that you gave this patient. You're responsible for communicating appropriately to the doctors, the other staff, family members, and any other personnel in the hospital that are associated with whatever your patient's care is. That is a lot. On top of the fact that you are legally responsible. I am working under a license. That alone is a lot of stress, and it's just heavy on you. So like lately I've been really feeling that heaviness of what I'm doing, and I'm looking for a way to lighten the load for myself. So I just want to pivot in that way. That's the reason I made that other video, because I was just having a moment with myself like, it's okay to pivot. You know, you don't have to prove how hard you can work anymore. I am a person that likes to be challenged. So I feel like a lot of choices that I've made in my life reflect me wanting to challenge myself and also prove to myself that I could live up to this kind of work ethic, whatever. I'm at a space now where I realize we choose the life that we live. Like, there is no more proving a point to yourself by exhausting yourself and hanging on by a thread to show how devoted, intelligent, capable you are. You can do it. It comes a point where you know you can do it and you realize you don't have to. So take the guilt away, take the shame off the table. Stop thinking about what other people are going to think when you make that change, okay? Because other people do not have to live your life. Other people do not occupy your vessel. They don't know what it is to be you. And the sooner you get that through your head, the quicker we just do away with other people's opinions, period. I know it's hard because we do consider other people. I am guilty of that for sure. But you're the most important person in your life. You have to be. You have to be. And if you don't feel like that right now, really get that through your own head. Start practicing it. Put it on your mirror, because you're the most important person in your life and your future really depends on you. I wanted to make this video because I really felt like it was necessary to capture that part in the journey where you kind of feel cornered. You know, you feel cornered and you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you don't really know where to go. And like, you're looking for God, but maybe you're not praying enough. And maybe you just want God to give you a direct answer. And like, you just feel defeated. I get that. I get that. I'm there with you. Like, I am at the crossroads myself. I really feel like God is telling me in this moment, like, there is a reason that you're feeling exactly what you're feeling. And like I always say, pause the video if you need to pause the video, journal a little bit, write this out, because this is deep. This is light and heavy all at the same time, okay? But I feel like God is laying on my heart that no matter how this moment feels, it is happening the way that it's supposed to. There is something that we're supposed to get from this discomfort. God is shaking things up right now. He's shaking things up because a lot of times when we go into this life and we build things for ourselves, we get to the goal. We might have prayed to get there. We might have depended on God to get there. But a lot of times when we get in these different positions, we kind of forget about God, or we put God to the side, or we tell God we're going to come back to him later. And then we start to feeling like we did this on our own. We start to feeling like we don't need him in that moment. And as I always say, you need God in every portion of your life, point blank, period. There is nothing that you want to get or receive that is has God absent, because that is not, if it's not given from God, then you don't want that gift, okay? God is really telling me in this moment, like, this is happening for a reason, and it feels like this for a reason. I guess, honestly, it sucks, but this part of the moment is not supposed to feel good. And I think that's the part that I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with the fact, like, okay, God, I did this work. I sacrificed this. I felt like this. I went through this. Why do I have to feel like this? Right? Like, I'm really feeling like, why do I have to feel like this? And God is like, look, I got to make you uncomfortable because there is something else on the other side. There's going to be a big difference from here to there. But to get you here, I got to make you uncomfortable here, because it's going to create an action that you weren't going to do if I let you be comfortable. And I'm struggling with that because I'm just like, you know, sometimes you feel like I made this decision. I thought this was a good decision. If I got here, then this was a bad decision. And what God is saying is, just because you made some decisions that have you in a situation or a condition right now that you don't love, it doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. Things happen the way they're supposed to, even if we don't understand them in a moment. The reality is you have to find a way to ground yourself within the storm. See, we are looking for other things, and we're on that part of the journey where we want something bigger, we want something more. You showed yourself that you could get to this point, right? You showed yourself that you could build a foundation up to here and create a life that you, even if you're not fully in love with it, you know you've made a difference in your life and your lifestyle. And see, what God is saying is you want more, but I got to prepare you for more. So if you want more, I got to make you uncomfortable in this moment, because there's going to be things that you experience as you go against this journey, as you progress, things you're going to face, people, relationships you're going to lose, adversities that are inevitable. And I need you to get through this part. Get through this part. Like, get through this part. Pray. Fast. I really am going to hold myself accountable to fasting. I made a video about fasting a while ago, but I've really been feeling it tugged on my spirit lately, and I really have to hold myself accountable. It's just necessary. That's another way of making yourself uncomfortable. Granted, you know, everybody doesn't look at fasting that way, but I know for me, I want to eat. I drink a whole lot of water, but baby, I be needing food. And like food, you know. But I really am going to hold myself accountable to fasting, because I need to get some impurities out of my head, out of my heart, out of my vessel. I think there's a lot that God is trying to do right now, and I need to allow him to do it. And I'm sure a lot of things that I have given to my vessel, a lot of things I've been practicing, a lot of things I've been doing have not been conducive to what God is trying to do in my life, in my body, in my spirit. So if you resonate with that, fast. Go on a fast. Journal. Talk to God. Meditate. Get serious with yourself. Like, this is serious. This is serious. And I know it's weird, because there probably were times in your life where you felt like you were in a darker place. And this may not necessarily feel like a darker place, but your spirit just may be triggered in this moment. And you feel like you have to do something about it. So if you ran across this video, it was meant for you to see. And what God is telling me to tell you and tell myself is, we're going to fast, guys. We're going to fast, and I'm going to come back with another video updating on a fast at some point. Within these next 2 weeks, I think we should fast. Whether it be for 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, pick a duration of time, but fast. And the fast can consist of, I know everybody fasts differently. I want to fast with like water and salad, water, salad, and fruit, and kind of just keep it light. Allow my body to reset, allow myself to just go without all those impure desires that I get all the time, because I've also found myself in a position where I can give myself a lot of the things that I want. So that means that I don't always deprive myself of certain pleasures, which is good but can be bad. So I think that's gonna force me to exercise some kind of form of self-restraint. Yeah, so fast, pray. And we need to pray every day, guys, every day. I'm saying this to you because I'm saying it to myself. There is no day that we should just be going without talking to God. Honestly, meditate. Now, you know, I know sometimes it's hard to, I guess it feels like it's hard to make time to meditate, but at least try to meditate at least once out of the week. I think 3 to 5 times out of the week we should be doing, honestly, but at least one time out of the week. Like, let's make some real changes. I'm not even talking about what costs. I'm talking about getting us together first. This first, and then everything else will follow. And like I said, I made this video because I'm at a point in the journey where I'm kind of tired of myself, but it's like, I'm not trying to blame myself because I understand where I was coming from to get here. I'm just trying to really regroup, shake it back, and get in alignment with where God wants me to be and to show up for you guys, because I know that I'm building a community here. Like, I'm watching my followers grow, and it's really inspiring. Every time y'all leave a comment, I don't care if it's 1 or 2, it really warms my heart, because I asked God to show me if he wanted me to keep doing this, and he has given me the signs, so I'm going to keep showing up. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm grateful for him just picking me to lead in this way. So that requires me to actually practice some things personally for myself so that I can come in clean spirit, clean heart, and tell you guys the right things. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you're on that part of the journey right now where you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling kind of lost, you're feeling like I didn't do it all bad, but it don't feel all good, it's okay. It's okay. God sees you where you are, and he still values you where you are, and you got to ask God to see yourself the way he sees you, because he doesn't see you for the bad choices you made. He knows your heart. And it's okay to forgive yourself, because I feel like the hardest thing for us to do is to forgive ourselves. We be so busy. If we can forgive other people, we forgive them with the quickness. But then ourselves, it's a bigger challenge. And it's like you got to get rid of that shame, that guilt, and just that you give yourself. Give yourself a little exhale. Give yourself a little grace. I hope that resonated with somebody. I know I always say I'm all over the place, but I feel like it came together a little bit. You guys will let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Like I said, I'll try to update. I will update about fasting, and we can go forward from there. I just really wanted to post this video because I felt called to do it. God laid it on my heart, and I always tell you guys it's so important for me to be obedient to him. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe.